Hey, Jordan, give me a brief rundown of your educational background.
Yes, sir. I went to Talladega College in Talladega, Alabama. I majored in business finance and I majored and I minored in business management. And then from there, I went to Tennessee State University. I went to Tennessee State University for 2 years, and I kept the same major and minor, but I didn't get to finish because I had some problems arose back home. I'm originally from Oakland, California, and a couple of my friends got into some street situations and things of that nature. So I had to come back and help them resolve that.
All right, so what led you to pursue this field in clothing design and
Well, I always had a natural, attraction, towards, looking nice. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that, as far as me being a man is concerned, by how I dress nice and smell nice, I have, pretty much the ladies looking at me and things of that nature. So I always went out and bought the finer apparels, but it got to a point going back to the mall, and you know what I mean. You see the same thing. You know what I mean? It was like they just switch it up a little bit, or something just happened in the designer world where this whole new mentality came into play. Because at first it was more of a militant style. You know what I mean? And like people around my age and where I come from was able to relate to that type of dress. You know what I'm saying? Like the old '90s '6 gangster rap music. You know what I'm saying? Like the creases and the cuts, how it was cut and it fit real, loosely to where you can move. But anyway, this whole new age way of thinking came into play to where everything got tight and snug, and yeah, so I go try things on, and even though it'd say a 34, it would still fit like my legs and thighs, or the shirt would say large, but it'd fit like a small. So I just got fed up with it, and one day I was just sitting in my dorm room. This is how I initially really just came up with the idea. I was sitting in the dorm room, and I had a T-shirt. It was a large white T-shirt, and I got some background in St. Louis because that's where my mother's from. You know what I mean? So anyway, on the T-shirt, I put the arch, the St. Louis arch, and I put STL under it, and I colored it in and everything. And I had some friends from St. Louis that came over the room to visit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he seen the T-shirt. He was like, "Wow, man, that's kind of dope." But from there, I pretty much didn't really think about it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was gonna be my pursuit to happiness. That was like the spark. You know what I'm saying? That set the flame to the forest fire. You know what I mean? But anyway, I always like drawing. Always had that just artistic knack too. You know what I'm saying? And always been a avid painter. These are a couple of my latest creations. And yeah, so naturally, that and fashion always been fused together. You know what I'm saying? So for me to take them baby steps and then travel down this road is pretty much destined to happen.
cool? What kind of risks and roadblocks have you encountered in your pursuit to developing this clothing line and this fashion design?
Well, just like any other business, it's a lot of risks, especially within the first year. Because I mean, unless you do a lot of research, but I kind of went into the situation head first. And because I had a product and it took a liking in the streets first because how I got back started, my wife, Karima Bay, she already had a clothing store. She was already pretty much producing her own clothes and custom clothes for people and things of that nature off a seminary in Oakland. And the business kind of went belly up, and then me and her end up becoming more in a more strengthened long-term relationship, and she opened up to me about her experiences with the store. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what, that's probably something we should pursue together, since we both have the same type of interest towards art and fashion and things of that nature. So we pursued it, but we really didn't sit down and plan the business aspect of it. You know what I mean? We just got to producing. So it was a lot of money going in, and we wasn't making a lot of money at first. So, that was the whole original discouragement, you know what I mean, from my dealings in the clothing world. But, with all good work and hard work comes great reward. So, we stuck to it.
Have you ever felt like discouraged or felt like giving up? in this whole
Yeah,
thing?
man. Even now, it's plenty of times. You know what I mean? Because it's like the fashion world, or and what people minds change on a dime. You know what I mean? And it's like, I always consider myself, to have this keen ability to tap into the one mind in the universe. So I kind of try to keep one step ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? But sometimes, it's other cars on the road, you know what I mean, that catch that curve at the same time you do, you know what I mean? And that car might be a Lamborghini and you might be in just, a regular little Ford Escort, so, they kind of pass you on the curve and then take off with it, you know what I mean? So I might have had the original idea, I was up, you know what I mean, towards the finish line, but I kind of get beat out, in some of my ideals, like the Tutankhamun. I was definitely the originator to putting that on a shirt and adding the whole, glitter and the gold effect. You know what I mean? Bringing the whole Egyptian thing to life. But like I said, I was kind of, outdone by a couple other clothing lines. But I've been in the lab working real tough and real hard right now with some good people to come up with new ideas that we can put out there for the people that they like.
Cool. What kept you passionate, and what kept you going and this passion alive to just keep driving throughout this whole ordeal?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, the main thing that kept my passion going is my family and the support I got from my family. And some of the main supporters were, like I said, my wife, Karima Bay. She was taught how to be a seamstress at a young age, and she pretty much mastered it. Like right now, this is a jacket that she's making for one of our clients, and the client had no idea pretty much what she wanted, so Karima just said, I get it done. So me and Karima went in our think tank, and we put it together, and the lady came and seen it, and she was astonished. She pretty much said she don't even want to wear it, she would just rather put it on her wall. But yeah, Karima and her ability to focus and get things done, and bring things into fruition. Also my brother, because at the upstart and pretty much during the whole ordeal, he's been helping support financially. He's a CFO of the company, and he get out there and get venues, you know what I mean, and we set up at parks, in front of businesses, you know what I mean, on the street, just pretty much anywhere. He's a great salesman, you know what I'm saying, Jabril Muhammad. So and also, very good friend of mine, and my best friend actually, and my cousin, Diamond Amir Bey, and he always been there in support, you know what I'm saying, and pretty much, I was going through some things in my life where I didn't even have a place to stay, but we was able to go there and get the packaging together, you know what I mean. He had the car, I have a car at that time, we hop in the car and hit all the different venues, you know what I mean, help us set it up, he helped financially. I mean, it was just a blessing, you know what I'm saying, especially to be a struggling artist and still have support just because people believe in the things you believe in, and it's just love, to help, the situation blossom into what it is today and what it's going to be in the future.
Cool. That kind of leads into my next question is, what kind of networking did you do? And, obviously you didn't pursue it on your own.
Right.
So how did that influence your overall goal of getting it off the ground?
Well, the network was composed of those three people that I just mentioned, and it branched off from, to different family members, different friends, and different associates. And we'd meet people like just being set up at the flea market, and they'd tell us about other venues or other things that's going on in Vegas, with the magic show, or things that's going on in pretty much all across the United States, you know what I mean, all the way to Australia. So one of the main things that a lot of people used to communicate to us and was real advocate about was the advertisement, you know what I mean, and pushing new and bold ideals on, getting the imagery out there, because that was what was most potent to people and what they like and what they, wanted more. So whenever we would talk and communicate with people as salesmen, that's what we would try to push the most.
What have you learned throughout this whole pursuit and struggle of getting this clothing line off the ground and these new designs?
Okay. What I learned is that it takes hard work, ambition, and a lot of willpower. You understand? Your mind can be the greatest enemy or your greatest friend. You know what I'm saying? Your greatest weapon, or the tool that you use against yourself to blunt your own self in the back. So as long as you stay focused, you know, you believe in yourself, you're an optimist towards all future endeavors and the things that you can pursue in happiness, you know, anything is possible. You know, you stay a friend to those who helped you in the beginning, you know, and we all eat from the pie and share the same, you know, feelings, and all our bellies get full and everybody's happy, you know. So pretty much that's the whole gist of it. You know, just stay grounded and stay solid, and keep your mind towards the end goal, which is, you know, to be a company built off positivity and showing, you know, black men, you know, and women, you know, that come from these hoods and these ghettos, that there's other ways and other avenues to use your creativity towards, you know, building a better life for yourself and your family.
And what kind of advice can you give to those individuals that are striving and struggling to look for a new positive way or just a pursuit in this field of design?
Okay. The first thing you need to know about the clothing line and this particular, you know, fashion field is that it takes a lot of positivity. You know, it takes a lot of smiles and a lot of handshakes. You know, because you'll deal with a lot of heartbreaks. You know, and people that tell you, you know, they don't really like this idea, or nah, I'm not really feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Or even a lot of people that just got you right on the teeter of buying something and then end up turning away, and it kind of make you feel like, what happened? What did I do wrong? What was, you know what I mean? So you kind of get a lot of self-doubt, but no, you have to definitely have confidence. You know what I mean? And definitely believe in your product. Believe it's the best product. Believe that your product is the future. You understand? And you know, the best tool you can use is staying humble and staying peaceful, and geared your mind towards educating yourself, you know, in the field, as far as the business wise, and getting copyrights and getting patents, and finding the best prices, you know, for your materials, and pretty much creating everything of your own, designing everything of your own, so you can own everything yourself. You know what I mean? And that's less payouts and more money in your pocket.
So I appreciate the interview. You got any final words?
No, sir. Well, I would like to say thank you, you know, for the interview and giving me an opportunity, you know, to promote myself and my clothing line. And the name of the clothing is Jack Hella Clothing. And the Jack Hella, you know, the Hella stands for, you know, it's a word, it's a slang that we use out here in Oakland, California. You know, everybody from California know, you know, hella this and hella that, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. So so when I think of hella, I think of, you know, in abundance, a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, me being a Muslim, you know what I'm saying, it coincides with the creator, and then the creator of the universe, you know, which is forever expanding. So hella is just something that's forever expanding. You know what I mean? So you have a jacket like this that's created for a particular customer that fits towards their style, and then you have something that we will mass produce, like the Jack Time common coats, you know, and that's pretty much, you know, the gist of where I got the hella from. And the Jack, you know, is a jack of all trades. You know what I'm saying? Now that's something that you pretty much pick up as a kid. You know what I mean? Like when you're either a skateboarder, or people see you a fighter, or people see you talking to a girl, or you become an adult and you going to school and you're indecisive on what major you want to take, so you end up wanting to be a teacher. No, I want to be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Or even you in the streets. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm selling drugs now, or I'm credit card scam. You know what I'm saying? It's just the jack of all trades. You got all these different, you know, ideals and scams and hats you put on. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the Jack coincides with the hella, is that the Jack himself or can become, you know, hella different things. You know what I'm saying? And I like to use good imagery like chiefs and generals, you know what I'm saying, that made an impact on the world in a positive way. You know what I mean? And Lady Hella is pretty much, you know, to insinuate, to do a little, you know, reverse psychology on how a lot of us look at our women in the black community. You know what I mean? And the Lady Hella kind of insinuates that, you know, this is something that a lady will wear, something that covers her up, something at the same time you can still see the finesse in the parts of her actually being a woman, but at the same time you're giving her respect because she's not just putting it all out there. You know what I mean? And Jack Hella has Umbrella subsidiary clothing lines like Nova Tie and Musa Hill, which are, branches off from the Muslim aspect. And me being a Muslim, it's more Muslim orientated, you know what I mean? And that's something that I primarily sell to those who in the know of the Muslim culture and the psychology and the knowledge that comes from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings.
Where can we reach you at? Where can we find all this stuff?
Yes, sir. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Jack Hella. You can find it through my brother's Instagram at Jack Hella. You can find it through my wife's Instagram, AK Productions, or you can just give me a direct telephone call at 510-604-7643. Or you can email me at majuan@yahoo.com, and if I don't receive that email, I also have another one, which is masterace825@yahoo.com. Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you.